And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Okay, today we're talking about Vendimia. This is a game, once again, that is about wine growing. This is the new trading in the Mediterranean theme. There's a lot of these games out there. Now, this game has an interesting mechanic, one that I like, where you put out things and then you roll die and see which seeds grow. And you would think that that'd be very entertaining. Well, let's take a look at the game and see if it's worth the smile on Melody's face. Alright, here's the board of the game. Each player has a token up here. You're going to get some money to start off the game. And it's paper money. Boo! And then the first round begins. At the beginning of the first round, each player has to decide whether they're going to take money from the government or not. The government subsidizes the players each turn, so they'll give you $9 first turn, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 2, then 5, then 2, then 2, then 2. Each turn, if you do not wish to take the money, you put one of your cubes there. And you can do that. You don't get any money. At the end of the game, you'll get some money. And you are giving up a cube, and you need these cubes to put down and get seeds during the course of the game. After everyone has done that, then you decide how many hours to buy. You can buy up to 7 hours for $1 each, or peso each, I'm sorry. And then you can buy 8 and 9. Those each cost 2 pesos each. Then in turn order, players will start taking turns and putting down seeds on the board. And you can do that basically. There's a barrel in each of these areas, and underneath that area, and we'll zoom up a little bit so you can see, is an hourglass. That means it costs 1 to put a seed in that area. While you can see the area directly above it needs 2. Over here 2, down at the bottom 2, then these spots over here need 3, and the one at the top needs 2. So you're spending man hours up here, the ones that you've already bought, to put seeds out. I have to say, I don't really understand what the point is of buying man hours and then immediately spending them. It's almost like an artificial currency of time introduced in the game for whatever reasons. But that's the first of many problems this game has. Anyhow, after that, you get to roll some dice. Now, these dice have spiders and shoes, which have nothing to do with the game. But since there is a logo of spiders and shoes on this, I'm assuming they put these in all their games, including their other game I played, Mi Tierra, which is a much, much, much better game. But I digress. You're going to roll this one first. If you roll 1 shoe, it rains. Hooray. If you roll 2 shoes, there's a drought. A drought's awful, because basically you're going to roll and you're going to see how many seeds everybody has to take off the board. It's terrible. It's mind-boggling why this is in the game, because 1/3 of the time there's 2 shoes on this die. 1/3 of the time people lose it and get nothing that turn. Nothing. In fact, you lose something. So let's say you're lucky and it rains. Well, at that point, then we're going to see which seeds grow. So you roll the die, and whatever number you roll, everyone who has seeds in those sections will take those seeds off, and they will get a card that matches the number of that section. So here they get 1s, and over here they get cards that cost 1. Now on the other flip side of these cards are different kinds of meals. You can see this one, for example, is fish and spaghetti. And on the front of the card it shows you what the possibilities are. For example, this one here is either steak or spaghetti. See? Spaghetti, 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 steak, 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 spaghetti, steak, steak. Okay. So that was what might be on the other side. Then after there's a drought or rain. But listen, this is even better. When you put the 3rd cube here, there's an automatic drought. So that turn, it's just going to be... Alright, I'm trying not to get annoyed, but wow, that's annoying. After that, you then bring out what the restaurants want. So we can see here on this turn, restaurants will take either fish or seafood, and they'll pay $6 each. So now here's another part of the game which... Alright, well, this is just... There's so many bad things about this game. Each of these cards has colors on them, on the sides of them, and you can put them in front of you in a group if you can match the colors. The more expensive the card, the more colors that has a possibility of being matched. Yay! And then you have this group of cards in front of you for no reason at all. You have to sell the whole group, so I'm not really sure why you'd build these groups ahead of time. But anyhow, you sell the whole group, and all the ones that match what's on this card you get money from. At the end of the turn, that card will move up and you'll put another card down, and then next turn you'll be able to sell steak and spaghetti for 3, or you'll be able to sell fish and seafood for the top number, which is 2. So you keep doing this for turn after turn after turn, selling, buying, building seeds, and you might make some money. At the end of the game, you simply count up the money, and whoever has the most money is the winner. The end of the game is here. But each person who has a cube here gets $4. Now let's do some basic math. If I take the money from here, 13, 16, 18, 20, 25, 27, 29, $31 I will get. If I skip all that, I'll get $36. Now, when we have played the game so far, nobody has yet gotten over $36. And you say, well, you should be a better skilled player. Because the droughts kill you. You don't get any money when those droughts happen. You don't get any of this stuff. All right, I'm getting into the opinion, so let's get to the camera where I can yell a little bit more. Well, I think my description gave away my opinions on this game. This is a bad game. This isn't just a game that I say, I don't like it, but some people might like it. No, this is a bad game. There are too many problems with it. Any game where you will consistently score better by doing nothing. Consistently. This isn't a, well, you can score better by doing nothing that I've been accused of in the past. I've said some games like Logistico and that elephant transportation game that you could score better by doing nothing. And people say, well, that doesn't always happen. But in this one, it will almost always happen. Especially if the die rolls are even. If they tilt a little bit bad, then you're toast. And I can't imagine anyone having fun with this. The matching colors doesn't make any sense thematically. The getting the wine to sell at the right restaurants, well, that works a little bit, but the theme is gone. The game is bad. Fortunately, their other game is much, much better. Go check out the review of that, Mi Tierra, okay? Because that's a good game. But I don't like this one. Oh, I'm not letting Melody talk. Melody loves it. What do you think?
It's an okay game because the drought part is kind of hard because then you have to take a lot of your pieces out, and if you don't have that much money, then that's the big dramatic thingy to happen.
So, do you like it or not?
Not really.
All right. Well, I hate it. It has pretty artwork. It looks nice, but not a good game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.